15:30.
Okay.
What, are you gonna have a yard sale? No, I see all this.
Okay, it's 3:30. I'm gonna call the meeting to order. Roll call, Sue?
Yeah.
Smith is present, Keys is absent. We have a quick non-public. We're gonna have one session. I make a motion to go into non-public under RSA 91A32D. Do I have a second?
Second.
Roll call, Sue?
Yes.
Smith, yes. So we are non-public session one.
3:30.
Does that mean we have?
Billy Club.
What's that?
Who's Billy Club?
You don't want to touch it. He gets upset.
He gets upset?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Is that, what is it?
Billy Club. Billy Club.
You ready yet?
Get out of line.
Yeah, I've been,
Okay.
Oh, if I get out of line, they're gonna hit me?
shh, please.
I make a motion to re-enter the public meeting.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Make a motion to seal the non-public minutes from session one.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Now, you got anything? TJ? The rest of this I'm gonna save for downstairs, just a few motions. I don't have anything. Pretty light agenda, light schedule. So you got anything?
I don't have anything but
No.
downstairs.
Yep. Gonna be the shortest upstairs meeting probably in history, Ed.
Talk about the paving up here.
Okay.
So the water and sewer where all the water breaks were this winter. I had to have a company pave those in because the majority of them are on a state road. So we're gonna do it in a 3-inch base and then a 2-inch top. I'm gonna have Perma Drive do it. Has done it for us before. And we're also gonna fix in front of the train station there. Try to get, or the, what is it called?
Mountain
Mountain View
Station.
Station. Run it back to that basin. We're gonna have to work with the state to lower that basin. 'Cause it's too high right now, water can't run in it. So we'll try to fix that with that. And then we're almost done with the paving on, or the ditching on Granite Road. We're adding a bunch of 3 to 6 stone up there because I talked with FEMA and they want us to use that as mitigation. So we'll get that all back. It's
Is
pretty-
that on the, is that the verting where the water gets?
So when we ditch it out, we ditch it out deeper because we have the excavator now. Make good water turnouts, and we're gonna add 3 to 6 stone all the way down through there, and that's improving it pre-storm. So that we get that through mitigation.
What are we
which is-
putting there before? Nothing?
Just ditched it.
Just ditched it. This is gonna slow the water down.
This will slow the water down and stabilize it because it's, and granted, everything's sandy. So
Right.
that's a pretty easy check for us because we keep the receipts and the time that we spend putting it in, and
Good.
so.
Good.
There was one other thing. I'll think about it before we go downstairs.
Yeah. I don't have anything. Other than the summer's flying by.
Yeah, sure is.
Well, I'm gonna recess then until 4:15.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye.
Well, quick.
3:43.
Summer schedule, light,
I think
even the
they're
red
both
folder's
correct.
light. Yes, it's till.
Frank's exhausting, you know that? Yeah. He wears me right out. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, this keeps going on and on.
I try to explain it to him, but
My mother's
he's getting-
95, I have to listen to that all day, so it's,
You know what I would say to you too, if there wasn't ladies present?
I can only imagine.
Way to go.
Wait,
Well, then, I'm glad you noticed there are ladies, but
I would, if I did, and I
at
said
least he
something.
didn't say he didn't know the difference.
Right up the side.
and right she should.
Right. And your mother would have slapped you if you said something. Yes.
I've only slept once ever.
And you said something, yeah.
Well, not terrible. I had a great aunt or a great aunt that was really bonkers.
Oh, okay.
She was just in a fruity way, like she would like tap you on the bum, and she would do it to like stranger. And she kind of, I don't know, went over the bend or something.
Yeah.
So I did say something about her being fruit and that was the only time.
And you got in trouble.
Don't talk about her like that.
Right.
But she was sweet, she was a lovely, sweet person. But for some reason, she would just pat people on the bum.
Wow.
And, you know, I don't know why she did that. And she was tiny, she was maybe 4 feet. She was a tiny woman, 80 pounds.
Sounds like my mother.
Very, very tiny little.
4 foot
Well, she
nine.
was, I guess she was born weighing like 2 pounds. And, yeah, and there was no prenatal or there was no care. They just hoped she made it, so. But, so I don't know if she was always that way. But it was just peculiar. And anyways, that's the only time I was ever.
Yeah, no, it's fair.
This is fighting Selectmen citizens.
Kids nowadays,
Oh, put it back.
no respect whatsoever.
We didn't.
They're not caught.
We were just, we'd get a dirty look if we misbehaved.
I get more than a dirty look.
Okay,
Quite on set.
it's 4:15. I'm going to reconvene the meeting. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I'm going to open the meeting to the first public input. Go ahead,
Hi,
Jenny.
I'm Jenny Spofford, the director of the Ossipee Public Library. I just want to say thanks to everyone for a wonderful first year. And I am looking forward to continuing my work here in Ossipee, so thank you. And I just wanted to mention a few upcoming programs. Tomorrow we have a Cliff Book giveaway that's happening here at the gym at 11:30, and that is for grades pre-K through 12. Each participant gets 2 free books. And then we also have a Learn About Homeschooling program happening at the library August 10th, and that's at 10 a.m. We also have a Back to School Story Time and Craft, which is happening Saturday, August 17th at 10 a.m. And we also have Owls of New Hampshire happening here in the gym, and that's happening Friday, August 30th at 3:30 p.m. And if anyone needs any help getting connected with some second language learning resources, please come see me at the library. That's it. Thank you.
Can't believe it's been a year already.
It's done for sure.
Thank you. Thank
Bye,
you.
guys.
Any other public input? Okay,
I
Dal.
have something.
Sure.
Yeah, Al's in there. This is just an observation, and I was
Sure.
hoping maybe you guys would maybe think about it.
Yeah.
There's a sign out front that, you post when something's gonna happen, like right now, the town office is open certain hours, and, you're gonna have flushing of the hydrants and stuff like that. And I don't know, it's probably not in the budget, but is there any way we can make that an electronic sign, that it could be updated like more often? To let people know about the meetings rather than try to have to come up here to see them. And I think it was talked about years ago, the original reason for the sign, and it doesn't get changed that much. And I know it's kind of petty, but it may be something that, I don't know what the actual cost of that would be, but it may be easier to keep up with it, let people know a lot easier, because they drive by it all the time. So,
No,
just a thought.
It's a thought, and like I always say, you can have anything if you want, if you're willing to pay for
Right,
it.
and I know it's all money.
I mean, you gotta appropriate the money.
That's right.
So, yeah, but no, thank you. Any other public input?
Big mouth here.
won't say
My
that.
name is Melita Dixon. First, I want to thank Mr. Aldridge, Matt Sawyer, and the chief of police when I was in panic mode Friday night for my block party. Second of all, the coding. Now, I do the parade, and it's been a problem for 2 years that the Citizen of the Year hasn't showed up, even though I've tracked down a Mustang for her to ride in, and she hasn't showed up. I don't know who the Citizen of the Year is. Is there a way when the Selectmen award the Citizen of the Year that they can say, you're going to be in the July 4th parade, you need to be up at the...
Yep. You wanna speak to that?
Yeah,
This
so
is- we do
the
that.
Citizen of the Year was publicly announced in March, right before town meeting. It's in the town book.
Yeah.
And then
The town report.
in the town report, the Citizen of the Year was expecting a call from somebody. I reached out to the executive director of OCC, who has historically organized the parade, and said, is everything okay with Edwina? Are you guys all set for the parade? And she said yes. So
Nothing trickles down to me, who's the organizer.
take it up with OCC, I guess, because
I
I
will
feel like we
do
went
that.
and
Yeah.
did everything and more than we were supposed to do, frankly.
It just seems like there was a little lack of communication, and I thought if it would be better if, whoever the Citizen of the Year knows that they're gonna be in the parade.
Well, she was
I
expecting
don't
a
look at
call.
the town
Yeah.
report, and I don't read the newspaper or anything, so I didn't know who the Citizen of the Year was. And I actually spoke to Edwina at Touch a Truck and was telling her that, asking her if she knew where there was a convertible for the Citizen, and she never said a word to me that she was it. But anyways, that's my first concern. My second thing is, I called yesterday to the incinerator because I wanted to get rid of some antifreeze, only to find out that Ossipee dump does not take the antifreeze. They told me I had to call Wolfboro. I called the lady in Wolfboro, and she said that Ossipee left the Lakes Region Waste Development Program 4 years ago. Is there a reason why we left that? I mean, it was that we could go to the town out back there one day a year and we could get rid of gas and antifreeze. It just seems, I'm not gonna do it, but it just seems like it would open up for people to just go on a back road, who I live on a back road, so if I ever saw someone, I'd turn them in, dumping their antifreeze or their gas, because it's $50 to dump the first 5 gallons. And then after that, if you dump 8 gallons, it's $100. They do it in 5-gallon increments. So, any reason why we left that program?
Want to answer anything?
Yeah, we didn't lose it. We didn't, 2020, we didn't do it because of COVID. And then after that, we did it.
Right.
But we didn't do it here because when we do it here, all the other towns, surrounding towns use this location to come to. Any other town that's in the program can come here and use it. But we incurred the cost of the dumpster. We incurred the cost of all the overtime we had to pay everybody to work it. We incurred the cost of buying everybody, including the vendors that come for lunch. And we had done that historically for years. We asked for them to chip in more at us, or give us the tips that given into it to go toward what we paid for it. They wouldn't do that. So we said, well, we're not going to do it every year because that's not fair. We incur all the home location costs, and we're part of it, but you had to go to Effingham. Well, this year they had no location nailed down, and there was talks about it being Plymouth. Well, we weren't going to pay the almost $8,000 this year. I think it was like $7,800 for Ossipee residents to go get rid of their antifreeze, paint, gasoline, because no one's going to drive to Plymouth to do it. So they didn't have their location nailed down, and the board talked with me, and I didn't see that we should enter into a contract for $8,000 to be in
I think
Plymouth.
it opens up somebody putting, a gallon jug in a black bag and throwing it in the incinerator box. I just think that, hazardous waste really shouldn't be thrown in there. But I could just see people doing that because they don't have any alternative. I understand it's not cost effective. I get it.
Yeah, we were looking for the burden to be shared amongst all the towns. There's no reason why the Ossipee taxpayer has to carry the large burden to
Correct.
subsidize these other towns, which wasn't fair to the taxpayer.
I get that part, but maybe if they did it and if you had a dump sticker, you could leave it. Tamworth isn't gonna have an Ossipee dump sticker. Well, some may, but I'm just, you know what I'm saying? There's gotta be a way for us to get rid of that.
So if we were the...
I mean, I'd pay.
So the first few years I did it, when we were the HHW location, and they came here and we went through the garage, I'm sure everybody did it, they paid for the dumpster. As soon as we asked to get the tips that they put in the jar to go toward the overtime and the food that we have to buy and all that, they stopped paying for the dumpster. Well, the dumpster's like more than what we get in tips.
Exactly.
So it was like, why should Ossipee residents have to foot the bill for 5 other towns And then when we didn't do it, they couldn't find any place to do it. So we're not the only ones that didn't want to do it here, so.
Yeah, it's basically, this goes back to the Lakes Region, the planning commission?
Environmental.
That hosts it. They need to do a better job of organizing the event, scheduling it, and making it a fairer process.
Correct. And my last thing is, it's a want to. I don't know if any of you have ever been over in Freedom. My husband and I went to Bobby Sue's on July 4th, and the crowd at the ice cream place was just crazy. So we decided we would go turn around, and we took that road, and we ended up in Freedom. Beautiful. Flags on every telephone pole. We fell in love with it. I should have taken some pictures, I didn't. But we decided that maybe we could do a fundraiser to put flags from the town hall to St. Joseph's Church. Is that St. Joseph's or St. Charles? Whichever one, the church up there. Just for the first year. I think there's 15 telephone poles between here and there. We thought we might have a fundraiser. I mentioned it to the OCC, and she thought that would be a great Main Street program initiative for them to get off the ground, which I'm more than welcome, anybody that wants to help. There are a lot of things that need to be done firsthand. I need to contact the light company to see how far up we can put the mounts for the flags. I also need somebody, my son is an electrician, and he said legally he can't climb that pole to put the flags up. It would take probably a team effort through the town and many of the organizations in the town to be able to get those mounts up and put the flags up, say 10 days before Memorial Day, and take them down 10 days after Labor Day. I think it would really spruce up the holidays out there on the main street. And I didn't know what you guys thought about that. I'm gonna do the flag fundraising no matter whether Main Street does it or whoever. I'm gonna do it. I just need to figure out how to get them up on the pole.
I don't know, that's not town property, that's, are these?
I
is that
think they're Eversource.
Or is it the
They're
phone
both.
company? It's Consolidated, isn't that one of them? Consolidated, Eversource?
We did, well, the highway department put up the snowmobile ones, the blue ones there. I think the Main Street supplied them and put them up. I would just say don't use plastic mounts because they don't last.
Well, I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, because that's what those ones were, and we were always chasing
Well,
them
they
out.
have to be something that's gonna take the
Yeah.
weather, the wind and all that. I mean, we're not talking a $5 flag from
Yeah.
Tractor Supply by far.
Yeah.
We're talking, the whole project, my husband and I figured is gonna be almost $1,000, and we're more than willing to do some fundraisers to do that. But the problem I have is getting them up there. As much as I was a monkey when I was 13, I'm not now. So,
I think you need to explore doing the fundraising.
I've already emailed
Yeah.
New Hampshire Electric
Okay.
and Eversource. I think it's Eversource. Is that the other light company out here?
Eversource and
Co-op.
Consolidated.
The co-op.
Well, co-op, but the Consolidated though owns some
There's
poles.
3 different people that could own those poles, because we learned that when we pulled them out of the sidewalks. There's Consolidated, Eversource, and Co-op.
Co-op.
All right, I haven't contacted Consolidated, but that's my project for tomorrow, obviously. Because I need to know how far up we can go. Obviously, we can't go all the way to the top, and I get that. But I just think that it would make more inviting and look really good during the political holidays, or whatever you want to call them, the celebrations, July 4th, Labor Day, Memorial Day, when they have their service and stuff out there. I just think that as a town, we should welcome that, and be proud of it, so.
Maybe you could ask Freedom what they used, and if they're happy with the brackets they used. They've,
Yep.
right? They've already
Okay.
done
I'm
that.
actually going over to the Freedom Town Hall on Wednesday,
Yep.
so.
Yeah.
Well, let us know how you make out.
I will be back next Wednesday, you're gonna be, next Monday, you'll be sorry
No
you
meeting
said
next
that.
Monday, but you can reach out to the town administrator if you have an update.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I will have another fundraiser.
Thank you. Great, Dallas.
Can I ask a question about the, just about the, Recycling, the waste, hazardous waste day,
Yeah,
isn't that a state-funded grant?
no,
It's not, don't they have a grant program that they use and it's state-funded? There's money that comes from the state and all that Ossipee would be a host town, right?
We're a host town, but you still have to pay.
Still
an
have to
annual-
pay.
It's an annual fee. It was 50, the only reason I remember it is 56.68
Yeah.
for years, but now it's gone up to almost 8,000.
right.
$8,000.
And then we had all the other costs that went with it.
But it's not a state-funded grant to do, through the,
No, because it would go to that company, it wouldn't go to us.
Right.
okay, so I thought Lakes Region Planning got, I want to
They might have.
understand, I want to
They might,
understand it.
they hire a third-party hazardous waste company to host that, and that's where most of the money goes.
Okay, and I know, but I really did think that the Ossipee needed that hazardous waste day. It was necessary.
Yeah, yeah. It should be done fairly.
I understand.
Any other public input?
Lynn Clark, Center Ossipee. I just wanted to, I know at one point you had mentioned if Ossipee Main Street had any money that we needed for different projects that we could bring it forward. So I just wanted, if I can share this with you, Matt. Some different things that we've done, like just renew different memberships and things like that for the 2,500.
I'll make a copy for the board.
Okay. And then, oops, I wanted to give you guys this too. This is our board update, just so you have some idea. What's happening right now is we're trying to realign our board so it's in compliance, because obviously right now we're not in compliance, and we haven't been probably for a long time. I think part of what happened through the years, when we first started in 2004, and then became a nonprofit in 2005, bought the property in 2006, we never asked the town for any money other than those first 5 years. And that was something that the town agreed with Main Street. We couldn't have been a Main Street program unless we had that commitment from the town and all these different people that pledged memberships. And so that was part of the 5-year plan that Main Street had to communicate with Main Street America to let them know about. And I don't know what year New Hampshire lost Main Street America, and now it's still a federal program, and it's based out of Chicago. But I think that may have been when our board kind of stopped being 9 to 15 members, 4 committees with 5 people each. I mean, that's a huge board. And we did it. I mean, there were spin-offs that happened. The Economic Development Council spun off of Main Street. Now Joy does the Hour program, and we did all the nonprofits and businesses at a business fair. So we've kind of grown out, obviously, of some of the things that we did in the past. So that will all have to be looked at. The bylaws will have to be rewritten. And so that's what we're working towards right now. And so from 2010 until 2023, Main Street never asked for any money from the town, just to let you know.
I don't think that's accurate.
That's not accurate, but that's
Okay.
okay. We're not going to debate the
I would love
fact.
to know, because I went through all the town reports and couldn't find any.
One of the many, many dozens of documents that you requested that you've been given, I know had an email between John and I with the research that I gathered on funding.
Yep.
So I'll have to dig through
I
them again.
don't
if you can.
see it in any of my emails.
It would have been under the first set from earlier in June.
Okay.
See if I
Well,
can find it.
like I said, I have not found it, and if
Okay.
you can find it, that'd be great, but
Yeah.
that's what I find when I research it.
Mm-hmm.
So, I just wanted to let everyone know that. And definitely, Melita, we can help with the polls, and we do have a book for all different flags and brackets and stuff like that. So I just wanted to make sure everyone understood about that. That's it. Thank you.
I think the town, that email was $105,000 the town donated over the years to the Main Street program.
That sounds right to my
Yeah,
memory.
so the town did donate $105,000 to the Main Street program over the years. The town also raised $65,000 to purchase the land as a town-owned
Right.
building back in '06.
Right, and that all ended in 2010.
Right. And I just want to make a point, just for the record, the EDC is appointed by the Board of Selectmen. They operate at the behest of the Board of Selectmen. It has nothing to do with Main Street.
Well, part of, whenever it happened, it's kind of like the fishing derby, it broke off of Main Street somehow. And
It was,
because,
the EDC was formed by the Board of Selectmen.
well, I know Pat was part of it in 2004,
That's fine, but it was created by the Board of Selectmen.
so.
It's an ad hoc committee.
Well, they've taken over a lot of what Main Street did, let's put it that way.
Okay, well, that's different.
Vision Derby was done by the police department before I did it.
Correct. That is correct.
Rick Morgan did it
Right.
years ago.
Right. Any other public input? Seeing none, I'm going to move on to the red folder document. Sue, you ready?
I have the check voucher totals, week ending July 20, 2024. Wages, $40,742.09. Payroll taxes, $11,433.89. Total payroll, $52,175.98. Accounts payable, week ending 7/20/24. Accounts payable, general fund total, $82,139.60. School payment, $35,500. Ambulance, $498.71. Water, $94.80. Rec revolving fund, $300. Total accounts payable, $118,533.11. Total fund payments, $170,709.09. I make a motion, we approve these check voucher totals.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. I have the Selectmen's meeting minutes for July 9, and I make a motion that we approve these minutes.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. That's all I have.
Okay, I'm just going to interrupt the red folder document just because Matt brought it to my attention. So I was correct that the town gave $105,500 to the revitalization group. The town gave money from the year 2005 to 2019, and then there was a lapse of 3 years, 2020, 2021, 2022, and then again in 2023. This is excluding the $65,000 or so that was used to purchase the town-owned building at 15 Moltenville Road. So the town did generously donate $105,500.
From
I'm not-
2005 to 2019, you said?
2005 to 19.
And the discrepancy with what you saw, Lynn, probably was that several years they did it through warrant articles as opposed to,
There was nothing in the town report.
Did it?
that's where I found that it was the town
I
report.
looked through the town report, so if you let me know the articles.
Several years, you didn't finish. Several years it was through warrant articles, and the other years it was the general operating budget.
I'll forward you this, I've done all this.
So that's why,
Warrant
if you were
article
looking just for warrant articles, you needed to look into the general operating budget where it was transferred to.
Yeah, you're right, that's it. In 2011, it stopped being warrant articles, it went into the outside agency funding. And I believe there was 2 predecessors ago, but I believe back then the town administrator or whoever made the decision, I don't know that they listed every agency. They did the total for outside agencies, as we call it. So, I'm trying to think of how I found it, but I don't know. It's pretty clear. This email should sum it up.
Okay, thank you.
So I have a request for elderly tax exemption. It was reviewed by the assessor. It's for map 92, lot 30. The assessor stated they meet the qualifications. I'll make a motion to approve this.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. I have 3 requests for clerical abatements. The first one is from map 92, lot 30, in the amount of $505. This is relative to the elderly exemption. The next one is map 29, lot 1, sub 234. It was for a camper that was registered in the 2024 tax season. And the next one is for another camper for map 29, lot 1, sub 120, in the amount of $109. Same thing for a camper that was registered. Make a motion to approve these clerical abatements.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. I have 2 notice of decisions, one from the planning board. It's for, let's see, this is for a lot merger between map 75 lot 6 and map 75 lot 7. It was approved. Next notice of decision from the planning board was for a final subdivision approval for map 224 lot 6. It's in the file for review. So I forgot those other motions, Matt, upstairs on the back. I'm gonna hit, I know I have them here, I'm just gonna go through them. I forgot the ones too. So it's on the back of your agenda, so.
It's only on yours, Mr. Chairman, and mine.
Oh, okay. We have a raffle permit application that we never use. It's been kicking around forever. I'm gonna make a motion to rescind the raffle permit application and any related ordinance that's enacted with it.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. We also have an outdoor event ordinance application we don't use. It's been kicked around, we don't follow it. It's something we need to do away with. I don't know why it even became about, but I make a motion to rescind the outdoor event ordinance and discontinue the permit application process.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. And then the final motion is, I make a motion to renew the tax anticipation note from Bank of New Hampshire for a total of $2.5 million for 12 months at a rate of 8.15%.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. And on that note, we haven't had to use the TAN note again this year, which is, since I've been a selectman, several years in a row.
I think 20, we had to use it during
Yeah,
COVID,
COVID,
maybe,
maybe.
and that's with a brand new board. I don't think we've used it since.
No, just do good fiscal management, accountability, TJ spending wisely, it's the whole package together, makes a great team, and we're saving the town thousands in interest, so, which is a good thing.
Yeah, that 2.5 mil at 8% would add up.
Yeah, it would add up,
Yeah.
especially with the higher rates, there's no question about it.
8 and change.
All right, I'm gonna open the meeting to second public input.
I had a question.
Go ahead, Don.
And I'm trying to remember what it was because I started talking about something else. But it had to do with the discussion on the Main Street program and the funding.
Yep.
Wouldn't that information be in the budget committee's minutes if it was an outside organization? Because
Probably.
all of that has to go through, all outside agencies have to go through the budget process.
Are you asking about all the years since? the
Yeah,
beginning?
I'm just wondering if that information was out there, it would actually have to be in the budget committee's minutes.
Yeah,
Because
if it-
all of that gets reviewed by the budget committee, and there's a town meeting
Yep,
that the budget committee goes to, and all of that information should be there.
correct.
Of course, but you don't need to do that because it's right in the town report every year as well.
I understand that the way I understood it was it wasn't there. So if it's not there and they can't find it, and you said you had a hard time finding it, I would imagine that the budget committee minutes would have that information.
They're not going to have the findings of town meeting, though. That's all irrelevant until it passes or not a town meeting, you know.
But if it was put in for, it would be at the budget committee, right? They would put in for it,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So whether they said yes or no doesn't really matter. There would be a record that it was put in for.
I didn't think that was a question in hand. I thought it was what they've been approved for funding and been
Right.
providing taxpayers dollars, so.
Right, well, I understand, you said it went through the general fund, and if it went through the general fund through an outside agency, then that would have had to gone through the budget committee.
Right, all
Not
appropriate.
arguing that, but I don't think we're splitting hairs here. It's
Right.
in the town reports.
Right.
What actually passed the town meeting. It's right in
It's
town meeting minutes.
I understand that.
Which-
but-
It's in the, just, I think there's some
Yeah,
confusion.
yeah.
It's in the town report.
Okay,
I think Miss Parker was looking for it as a warrant article.
Right.
That's why she missed it, because it's in the general operating fund rather than a warrant article.
Gotcha.
There's the separation, there's the loss of
And if I
connectivity.
could offer one more thing,
I just wanna
it
understand.
morphed over the years from being listed in, and this is not
Right.
their fault, this would be, I would say, more an internal thing for the
Right.
town, but it's morphed in its name in our records, right? So
Right.
some years it's Ossipee Revitalization Group.
Okay.
So like initially when I had our finance director pull Main Street, we were finding stuff, it's because it's been called different things,
Right.
which is problematic for record keeping, that's on the town's end,
Okay.
you know.
Right.
It's,
And I'm not trying to give you a hard time, I'm just trying to
Yeah.
understand. you know.
It would be in meeting minutes, for sure,
Yeah.
indefinitely.
Right.
Okay. So I got a couple of additional, so is that the last of the public input? Good, Frank.
When's the next,
2 weeks.
in 2 weeks? Okay. What time?
Watch for the agenda, Frank. Agendas are fluid. We meet when
Okay.
as needed. I
Oh,
can't
it's
give
in
you.
2 weeks?
Yeah, 2 weeks.
Okay,
Unless we have something comes up, then agenda will be posted,
okay.
this is to conduct the business of the town. So if there's business, we're here. If there's no business, we're not here.
Again, I'd just like to, sorry to jump
Go
in,
ahead.
Mr. Chairman, but I just always like to plug the alerts on the website, because I know
Yeah.
Dallas, brought up about messaging and being
Yeah.
proactive. I understand not everybody does the web, I understand not everybody does the email, but most people have a cell phone now, there's a very easy way to get alerts. If you sign up for them on the website, you'll get an email when any agenda is posted.
Any update on the town webpage, you'll get an email saying this has been added. It doesn't matter whether it's a news announcement or not. So,
Can I say something?
Sure.
That goes back to my bulletin board, electronic bulletin board out front, because
Yeah.
not everybody does that. And not everybody wants to get alerts on their phone
Yeah.
from the town.
we get it.
So, just simple, I don't know, we spent $45,000 on cameras, we can spend a little bit of money on that sign.
Well, it's, again, it would be something that have to go through town meeting.
I understand, yeah.
Any other public input? Being none, I'm going to close the second public input. I just want to make an announcement. There's been some conversation in the background, that conservation money that we received from the Eisner Trust Fund. There was many questions, including by this board, if we could use that money to buy a beach or maintain existing conservation land. The initial opinion when this started 3-4 years ago was no, it's just acquiring land, that's the primary purpose. And we just got another legal opinion from our new law firm, which we've had now for 2 years or so. Same exact opinion, the monies cannot be used for anything other than land acquisition. You can't use it for maintenance, and you can't use it to buy a beach. We would love if we could, but you can't do it. That's the reality of it. So, that's a big one.
So can I ask a question about that?
I closed second public
I'm
input
just
now, but go
asking.
ahead, I'm only kidding.
Okay, you brought it up.
Yeah.
So what you're saying, and I just want to make sure, and I like to understand
Yeah.
things. So you're saying that the money's there.
Yep,
You can buy a piece of land.
yep,
If you decide to buy a piece of land, we're responsible for maintaining it after that.
correct.
Any money that has to be put
Yes.
into it or.
Yep,
So,
you're correct.
okay. And
You
that's
can't
what-
use it for ongoing
We can't
maintenance.
use it for anything
You
else.
can't buy a piece of recreational land.
Right, just to acquire the land.
For conservation
And the
and
hopes is
acquisition.
that we're not gonna have to put any money into it other
Correct.
than acquire it.
Right. Yep, you got it. Right on now. All right, anything else? Board? Sue? Make sure I'm not missing anything. Oh, I'm all set. I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you for coming.
4:47.
Just checking.
Mr. Caputo, do you have a question?
No, yeah, I'm trying to learn a little more about the process. I just want to let you know, I'm working on things. And I know you're doing your job, and I can see it, you guys are doing great. I mean, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna float your boat here.
Did you get a copy of the court order?